positive counter will be any other color. So it can be, there's always going to be a red side and the other side is going to be anything else. In this case, they're yellow. So what they're saying is combine a set of 5. So they're taking these 5 and putting them on a mat plus these 5. And notice they have that negative sign on there. Okay? So it says there's a total of, so how many negative counters are in that square? 7. So you're going to put a 7 in your box. So then it's telling us, so a -5 plus a -2 equals -7. The team lost a total of 7 yards.
Why wouldn't it be 7?
Go ahead and turn the page. So here's where you need to know how we would do the activity, and when I draw it up here, you need to draw it the same on your paper. It says the following 2 properties are important when modeling operations with integers. When one positive counter is paired with one negative counter, the result is called a 0 pair. That means they cancel each other out and they become 0. So the value of a 0 pair is 0. So when I ask to find a 0 pair, you're going to find a negative and a positive and you're going to circle them together. Because then it's like, we don't count those anymore. So it says you can add or remove 0 pairs from a mat because adding or removing 0 does not change the value. Underline that. Does not change the value of the counters on the mat. So let's work on the next activity. I have a -4 plus a +2. We don't have the counters to do it. So what I want us to do is we're going to do it with our pencil. We're just going to use negative sign and the positive sign. So I'm going to put a 4 negative signs for my -4. Then I have a plus a +2. So I'm going to add 2 positives. Then I'm going to circle my 0 pair, right?
Yep.
So because I have them written like this is pretty easy. Those cancel each other out, don't they? So the 0 pair cancel each other out. So what am I left with?
-2.
And they're negatives, so it's a -2. Look here how they do for what they did here. Didn't they do it the same way with their counters?
Mm-hmm.
They crossed off the pairs. Button scroll. And then they found what was left, which is 2, and that's what we did here. So it says there are 2 negative counters remaining. So -4 plus 2 equals -2. But then the last question says, how would the model of the sum change if the addition expression was 4 plus a -2? So what they did, they switched the negative sign. So instead of being a -4, it's now a +4. So what's going to happen to my answer? My answer is actually going to be, still going to be 2, but it's going to be 2 positive, right? So my answer changes. The answer, so you need to write this. Will be positive. Okay, let's look at the top of the next page. Now all we're doing is adding. That's all we're doing. And let's look at the first problem. Do you need counters to add 5 plus 6?
No.
What's 5 plus 6?
11.
Write it down. These are both negative. A -3 plus a -5. My answer is going to be negative. So what's 3 plus 5?
8.
Do I need to do counters? No. It's probably when there's a positive and a negative. Well, these are both negative, so what's a -5 and a -4? -9. So far, we're zipping right through this. 7 plus 3. 10. I'm done. I didn't even have to show any counters because they had the same sign. But now that we get to number 5. Number 5, we have a -6 and a +5. When I put it on the board, I want you to copy it exactly. Just and exactly like how I'm going to do it and how many pairs. How many negatives do I need to put up here?
6.
6. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have some space in between there. Then it's plus a +5. So how many pluses do I need to put on there?
5.
So I'm gonna go right next to my negatives to pair them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to circle my pairs. I don't even have to count these because it doesn't matter, they're a 0 pair. Then I look to see what I have left, and what do I have left?
1 negative.
1 negative, but then we'll say it's -1. Number 6 has a -2 and a +7. How many negatives?
2.
1, 2. How many positives?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do I do next? Circle the pairs. These pairs cancel each other out, this pair cancels each other out. What's my next step? Count what I have left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's positive because those are the positive signs. Think about if they have different signs, you subtract, keep the sign of the bigger number. I have 8 plus a -3. What am I gonna do first?
8 positive.
8 pluses, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what am I gonna put on?
3 negatives.
3 negatives. 1, 2, 3.
Circle the pairs.
Katie's got it on test. She knows exactly what I'm doing. What about the rest of you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, circle the pairs.
And you get the rest of the
And
call.
5.
And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, different signs, so I subtract. 8 minus 3 is 5, take the sign of the bigger number. 3 positives, 1, 2, 3. Then 6 negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Circle my 0 pairs, what do I have left?
Negative.
3 negatives. We are going to stop right there. Then stop it, Katie. Thanks.